was a sensational opening night as the second-ranked Rainbow Warrior volleyball team swept NJIT Friday, committing just 4 hitting errors in the process. The Manoa Roofing Company was also hard at work, putting up 13.5 blocks, with setter Tread Rosenthal contributing a career-high tying 8 of his own. It's the Sunday evening Hanaho rematch between the Highlanders of NJIT and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And with that, we welcome you inside Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy sitting next to Chris McLaughlin. C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for NJIT, it's help for Andre. That's LSU number 2. Got almost half of NJIT kills on Friday. Plus, he added 10 digs for a double-double. The rest of the team needs to lend a helping hand. And for Hawaii, B-team sightings. I think Charlie Wade was pleased with a A-team effort on Friday and may reward some B-teamers with quality time tonight. And you won't see much drop in the quality of play.
It was a very impressive debut to the season the other night. Hawaii committing just 4 hitting errors, just 14 service errors. And that was about it for the errors. Hawaii on the attack first, and just like night 1, Adrian Rohr gets first crack. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen here shortly. Hawaii going with the same starting 6 on the floor. On the other side, the Highlanders making a couple of changes. Parker Moorhead getting the start at outside hitter, and Daniel Letkowski also getting the start at middle blocker as Tread Rosenthal sends it into the netting.
On that first play, Rohr got an interesting set. A little new wrinkle to the offense that time. Instead of Rosenthal setting it out to the antenna, he dropped it inside, and Rohr came inside and beat that outside blocker. I like that new play.
Andre Eleshu sends it out, and so a couple of service errors here early on. Highlanders looked a little bit shell-shocked at the onset of the match the other night, playing in this environment. All of the noise, the size of the arena. Backside set. This is Victor Novak getting blocked back. They go right back to Novak. 3 blockers waiting. The tip, diving save by Rosenthal. Tetrisky, the back bump set, he sends it out. It was hard for him to get under the ball because you had 6'11" Tread Rosenthal laid out on the Terraflex, and they may have taken a Tetrisky shoe to the ear.
I think he did.
And so Christian checking on his setter, and Louis Sakanoko taking on the responsibility of wiping off the perspiration. Let's take another look here.
Oh, it was his shin or his knee to the temple of Rosenthal.
That's an out serve, so Hawaii getting it back. Things a little sloppy here at the onset. Unlike the other night, Hawaii looked absolutely sharp from the get-go, and now Justin Todd will serve. But the Highlanders, I think, feeling like, all right, we got acclimated. Night 2, we should be able to put our best foot forward. Todd with a good serve. Set goes high and away. This is Moorhead, cross court. That's dug up there by Sakanoko, who gets the swing, and Air France, both flights cleared for takeoff here in the early stage of set 1.
Really, with 4 kills the other night, no errors, still errorless over 2 nights with that kill. What a swing. Mr. Personality.
That was a laser beam.
A fan favorite, wouldn't you say?
He has a smile and a handshake for everybody he comes across before a match. As that one is hit off of Travell Jordan and down. A nice looking swing there by Andre Eleshu. How good was this true freshman, Andre Eleshu, 6'4", from Brasilia, Brazil. Had 10 kills and 10 digs, a double-double. Just 4 hitting errors. This is a guy who got to NJIT at semester. He's been with the team for about a week.
Probably still needs to find a map to get to the gym, you know?
Backside, here's Tetrisky through a double block. And Christian Tetrisky, who was high man for Hawaii the other night, 12 kills, 2 errors, hit .455. Also had a pair of aces and a pair of blocks. You see the numbers from last season. He was exceptional. Second team ABCA All-American. 5 serving 3. Bump set. This is going to be Novak from behind the line, and he sends it out. And Hawaii creating a little bit of space here early. 6 serving 3.
There's a key, Kano, I think, for tonight for the NJIT. I think Novak has got to hit in positive numbers. He can't hit negative like he did on Friday night.
Yeah, he was deep negative as well. Negative 217. Outside, Moorhead blocked and roofed. Solo stuff for Trent Rosenthal.
Well, his blocking has really improved since his freshman year. He just takes away that line. Hitters on the outside and the other side of the court. You know, if you think about taking line, you better think twice, because he is big and he presses over the net.
And to follow that up, it's an ace dealt out of the card deck by Christian Tatriski, and that leads to a Highlanders timeout. Hawaii finding its form, batting 1,000 and up by a handful. 0.4%, that's Hawaii's returning scoring production from last season. Hawaii returning 5 starters, 12 returnees overall, and scoring production including the categories of kills, aces, and blocks. It's a lot of points.
Hawaii's not only returning 85% of their scoring, they've also really upgraded, they say, in the 2 positions they lost. Leo Choi and Kurt Nusser. With all due respect to those 2 players, Charlie Wade went out and found 2 players that are really, really good.
Travell Jordan in the middle and Quentin Greenidge, the starting libero. 9 serving 3 as Novak sent that last one out. And then Tatriski, I mean, that is just nasty. It fell off of a table as it crossed the plane of the net.
This is something Charlie Wade's worked on, Christian, with not always banging it hard all the time, not always hitting the 80-mile-an-hour heater, but mixing up his shots.
Already 2 aces for Tatriski, and there's the heater. And that's sort of the deal, I think, that the players have with Charlie Wade, right? Yeah. Is if you get 1 or 2 in, even if you have to pull out a lesser club, as
yes.
Charlie likes to
use
as an analogy or a metaphor, then you get 1. You get 1 to really try to bring the thunder.
Yeah.
There you go. Good pass there by Greenidge. Middle set, Jordan blocked with the cover there, Rosenthal. So Greenidge sets up Sakanoko by the double block. Chased down on touch number 2 by Moorhead. Free pass coming over. Big advantage here for the Bows. Back row roar. And he hits it wide. So Hawaii with a hitting error. They had just 4 of those all night the other night. Here is Danny Gonsalves in his 11th season atop the program. Backside to Tatriski from behind the line, and he is roofed. And it was Eleshu jumping up next to Fedmasu, turning it back, and a 3-point run here for NJIT.
And they are celebrating, feeling really good about blocking, you know, an All-American, All-Bulgarian, national team type player.
Middle set, Jordan. Set wasn't necessarily a bullseye target, but Jordan able to hang and elevate a little bit lengthier to be able to put that one down, as Jordan, who had 4 kills on 6 swings the other night, you see hit 667, also had half a dozen blocks. The transfer from Grand Canyon University, 11 serving 6, Sakanoko down the line. High and away, this is Eleshu, blocked but kept alive. Nice play there by Figueiredo, the setter, and there is Novak with the off-speeder that finds the middle of the floor. Novak, the 6'10 sophomore from Poland in his 2nd year with this Highlander program, has good experience with the Polish national team, but the cover there by Figueiredo kept that one alive.
On Friday night, that ball would have been blocked down. Nobody would have touched it. NJIT doing a much better job tonight of covering their hitters.
Greenidge with the pass. Here's War. And he unloads. That's his 2nd put down. Adrian War, the 6'5 sophomore from Lyon, France. Preseason All Big West Conference selection, but was an ABCA first-team All-American last year.
A lot of time this summer with the French U21 team and national team. And played a little bit in Italy this summer as well.
That's right, Daniel Latkowski there on the kill. One of the changes made to the starting lineup here by Danny Gonsalves. A true frosh out of Avenel, New Jersey. Two-hand pass there by War. And there's Justin Todd rising high. And that's one of the things that stood out from night one. I mean, it's just the modern day, I guess, of college volleyball to a degree. But these guys touch such a high number, right? We're talking 12 feet, touching 12-4. Justin Todd gets up there in rarefied air, and the point of contact is so high above the net.
I know, and he hangs for a long time as well. Justin Todd, one of 2 players who touches over 12 feet for Hawaii.
Novak, 3 blockers waiting for him. Cover there by Diego Lopez, and then Todd got a good chunk there on the swing by Latkowski, but it finds the floor. And so the freshman Daniel Latkowski providing a little bit of a spark here for the Highlanders. 9 serving 13 in the first.
He just hammers that right through like a little field goal there.
What a pass there by Greenwich, and then Sakanoko as if he was repelled down from the rafters.
Great pass again by Greenwich. Unbelievable. Sakanoko with a flying leap, like he's broad jumping.
Skips off the top of the tape. What a punching pass there by Lopez. Moorhead dug up by War. Rosenthal, backside is Statrisky, goes at the left hand, and a left-handed dig by Lopez in response. And then the door is slammed shut. 6 Rainbow Warrior hands across, saying, And Hawaii gets the 15 first in the first. Sports you love, plus news and weather that matter most to you and your community, available on all your favorite devices. Well, that bling is going to be doled out at the conclusion of this match. Hawaii celebrating its 2025 Big West Championship. Hawaii claiming the Big West title for the 4th time, and the rings will be presented after this one is Pau. Adrian Rohr out of the timeout delivers an ace, and Hawaii hitting .417 here in set 1. They've already accumulated 3 aces, 2.5 blocks. 16 serving 9. Good pass there by Lopez. Novak from off the net, dug up by Rohr. Rosenthal tried to go to the middle, but nobody was there. So now the advantage for NJIT. Moorhead blocked back. He punches up his own save. Novak tried to push Dinkit. Too much resistance there on the other side, though. Louis Sakanoko sending it back.
One of the things that's impressed me most about this Rainbow Warrior team this year is the block. It seems to be better than I've seen it in a long time. It's tight, it's pressing over, and it is a morale problem for the other team.
Case in point. And they were loading up. You had 3 blockers once again up with Sakanoko, Todd, and Statrisky. And another timeout here by the Highlanders. That last serve by Adrian Rohr, by the way, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, you go in the 60s, you're pretty good. Starting in the 70, that's pretty heavy territory right there.
You had mentioned that Rohr spent a little bit of time in Italy. He actually spent 2 weeks after the U21 Worlds in Perugia, playing with the pro volleyball team over there. They are part of the highest professional league in Italy, and with some of the senior national team members from around the world playing in that tournament, they had some openings and they needed some bodies to be able to conduct practice, and so he was one of the invitees, and it was a great experience, he said, and said he held his own. He was a little tired from some of his own tournament play, but said that he absolutely loved and adored that opportunity, and I'm sure he showed himself and represented himself pretty well in that endeavor.
Yeah, he said it was one of the highlights of his summer, and it actually might have been an audition for him playing in Perugia, after he finishes his Rainbow Warrior career.
If you're looking for the perfect gift this holiday season, it's not too late. Even though we're post-New Year's, give the gift of UH basketball with the Kind Flex Pack. 20 vouchers that you can hand out to your Ohana. They're good for any game this season to root on the Rainbow Warrior basketball team live here at the stand. Visit HawaiiAthletics.com to get yours. The Kind Flex Pack today. Well, Hawaii has NJIT doubled up 18-9. And right now the Highlanders hitting in the negatives, negative 105. And Hawaii just looking overwhelming here so far through now 3+ sets in this opening series. Outside, this is Moorhead, and he's able to tool the solo block attempt there by Tatriski. Parker Moorhead, 6'5" junior from Glen Ellen, Illinois, in his 3rd year with the Highlanders program. Chemical engineering major, my old major.
Yeah. And pre-med as well. Moorhead from Caen, France. I wonder if he's talking any French tonight with Louis and Adrian. I wonder why I've got Caen, France on there. How did I get that?
Served by Justin Todd goes long. You know, there's a lot of Frenchmen on the floor.
Maybe he was born in Caen and moved to Glen Ellen. Who knows?
Yeah, perhaps. See the service error numbers. Hawaii was really good in serve receive the other night.
Yeah, really good.
They did not commit a service reception error. And part of it, that guy, Quentin Greenidge, who puts it on the money again. And Christian Tatriski bounces it to the moon.
Did he go over the top there? OTT? Let's see. No, he goes just outside the left hand. And I'm telling you, that had a lot of heat on it. When he hits the ball, you know, if the block doesn't touch it, you better get out of the way.
High and away, it's Moorhead. 3 blockers up, and he wins that battle. The odds most certainly stacked against him, but Parker Moorhead, veteran savvy there on the swing. EIVA All-Academic selection last season. Didn't play in 2024 due to an ACL injury. Overpass put down by Fedmasu. So you have the Glen Ellen, Illinois player for the Highlanders starting that sequence with the serve, and then the beneficiary of the overpass was Plainfield, Illinois product Andrew Fedmasu. And another overpass, and this is going to be an ace.
Coach Gonsalves said during the week when we interviewed him that one of the strengths of his team is serving. They didn't show it the other night, but they're starting to show some strength in their serving game right now.
14 serving 20. Passed that time by Sakanoko, and then Jordan rising high. So Hawaii has its own version of Air Jordan in the form of Travell Jordan. Of course, the GCU transfer, spent a year there, was all MPSF. GCU then, after the season, basically shutting down men's volleyball as a varsity program. And it was on, as far as the competition, to garner some of those transfers. As that one is hit into the net by Fedmasu.
Travell was one of the most sought after
For sure.
As far as the GCU players were concerned.
I mean, you look at Travell Jordan, Quentin Greenidge. I mean, those are a couple of guys who could have probably gone anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone would have taken that. 22 serving 14. Middle set, and the wrist away by Fedmasu. That was pretty sick. 6'5" senior from Plainfield, Illinois. Was a EIVA preseason player to watch this year. 2-time All-EIVA selection in his previous experience. Now in his 4th year at NJIT. Hammers that one into the string. And Hawaii up 8, 23 serving 15. And now Finn Kearney coming into the match to serve, getting an ovation from the fans. 6'5" sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Had 21 aces last year. Always ready when his name is called upon. Pass there by Aleshu, middle set, and that one goes off the block there of Justin Todd. Now D set, that's Novak off the block and out of play. So Victor Novak getting his second kill. He's been toiling in the negatives here throughout this series. That was a confident swing from behind the line.
That was a really confident swing. I'm surprised that he hit negative the other night at 6'10". You know, anybody who's 6'10" ought to be hitting the positive, don't you think?
That service error gives Hawaii a aloha ball here, and it will be Tread Rosenthal to try to close this opening frame. Fans engaging in the Viking clap. Figueiredo goes right side, roll shot, Aleshu, and that finds the Terraflex. Kai Taylor, the second libero listed here for Hawaii, unable to get that spatula underneath for the pancake save. Remains aloha ball here in set one. Pass by Rohr, long run there for Rosenthal. Had to put on his track shoes, and then Tatriski blasts it out. Was there a touch? They're going to say that it was a touch. And so Tatriski gets the point. Hawaii takes the set. Are we going to have a challenge, though, is the question. And it doesn't look like there is going to be a challenge issued. It looked like one of the Highlanders turned around and told his head coach, Danny Gonsalves, hey, I got a piece. Let's not mess with losing a challenge potentially. And so the teams will swap sides. So Hawaii takes the first, 25-17. They hit 533 in set one. Set two on the other side.
V16. Thursday, Hawaii hosts the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago for a two.
I want to be rich. Wishing for more money?
Along with it, then you see the block by Rosenthal, another block by Sakamoto. The block once again with 5.5 in the first set to the first block of the night of the weekend for NJIT. They got one in that first set. They've got to be feeling better about their blocking.
Hawaii last year, for a little bit of context, they averaged 2.4 blocks per set. They were 13th nationally. We have seen some other seasons over the course of this run of contendership for Hawaii where they have been much higher than that, and this is starting to look like a group with its size across the front of the net that could possibly be in that same realm.
Absolutely. Well, their blocks per set the other night were about 4. Last year they were about 2, so they doubled the output the other night against, albeit a team that's receiving votes and not one of those top 10 teams that'll be playing this year. How about the schedule Charlie put together? I think he's playing 11 of the top 12 teams in the country at some point, and it's as tough a schedule as anybody's put together.
Yeah, including number 7 Loyola Chicago coming into the building next week.
That will be a great match, I predict.
Hawaii also playing without its largest fixture there up front. As you take a look at number 7 versus number 2 on the docket. Thursday is night 1 of that series. We'll have the coverage for you. Spectrum Sports, 6:30 p.m. But Roman Payne, the 7-foot freshman from Carlsbad, California, he is once again out of the lineup here this evening. So he awaits to make his Hawaii debut. Sitting to his left is Kainoa Wade, who is also sitting this first weekend out. Some maintenance that both players are dealing with as NJIT gets set 2 started with some excitement.
How about that swing by Latkowski? He just bombed it. Went right around the Hawaii block. Great pass to start with, and then a nice set from Figueiredo.
Yeah, Latkowski, 3 kills, no errors, as NJIT leads for the first time. Layout save there by Figueiredo. Novak push-dinks it past the block. Diving save Greenwich. Backside set. War straight down to the floor.
Adrian War, equally effective from the left side or the right, or how about the back row? He's playing such good volleyball right now. How about the dig by Quentin that time? Quentin Greenwich, he is so good. Passes well, shows that he can play defense as well.
Good pass that time by Lopez. And then Aleshu blocked by Sakanoko. Novak trying to center it. Aleshu two-hands it deep. Greenwich the save. Rosenthal to Todd. And he finds the open four.
Once again, how about the defense from Greenwich that time? Ball was going to go over his head. He jumped up and saved it. Passed a perfect ball so that Rosenthal could set Todd in the middle.
Greenwich, the transfer from the University of Windsor. He is from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Aleshu grazed the fingers of the block. And Adrian Rohr couldn't conjure up a save on the back line. As mentioned, Andre Aleshu joined the team mere days before they got on the flight out to the islands. They got here on the 30th of December, by the way. And so this has been a lengthier stay here for them. But he hasn't had a whole lot of experience playing alongside his Highlander teammates, and yet he is very much looking the part. Petrisky, that was a blasty blast. It hits the big jumbo screen above off of the dig by Ron Tidar. And so because it ended up on the Hawaii side of the net, that's an out ball, and Hawaii gets the point.
Tidar's one with a famous kick save the other night.
Yeah, that was something.
That made SportsCenter's top 10. Did you know that?
Unbelievable. NJIT scrambling there after that Justin Todd serve, and then Adrian Rohr choosing violence from behind the line.
They use the word violence with Adrian Rohr, and it just doesn't fit somehow. His personality.
Yeah, no.
He's
Very
like a
unassuming,
gentle, kind
right?
Teddy bear. Unassuming, yeah.
So he's not messing around when he's between the lines. That serve by Todd winds up out of play. And this Hawaii team, they have several arms. They hit with some thunder. Even in the practice gym, they tend to catch a body or two. I'd imagine that that's going to happen at different points throughout this season. And that's an ace. Daniel Lakowski making his presence known here this evening. And we're tied at 4 here in the second.
Something that NJIT could not do the other night. They had 0 aces on the night. Tonight, after a second.
Well, he was going for it there, but hits it into the twine, so Hawaii jumps ahead by 1, and now Tetrisky to serve.
You know, come on, they've got to feel like their strategy's got to be to put a serving pressure on the Rainbow Warriors and get them out of system so you can't run 4 attackers at the same time. And so they're taking a lot of chances from behind the service line. I think it's good strategy.
One time Tetrisky took a little too much off on his serve attempt, so we're knotted at 5 here. See the service errors. And it is Novak getting ready to send it over. Good pass that time by Rohr. Outside Sakanoko. Oh my word. That was ferocious.
Luis Sakanoko with his 3rd kill, yet to make an error for the whole weekend in attacking. And he seems fresh, doesn't he?
Check for a dent in the floor after that one. 6 serving 5. Pass by Moorhead. Back row set goes to Aleshu. 2-hand save there, Greenwich. D-set. Tetrisky destroys it.
Another perfect pass from Greenwich in the transition, and Tetrisky is only he can do. Hammers another one home.
7 serving 5. Middle set. What a dig by Greenwich. Roar tried to push it off the block, and he does so successfully off the hands and into the pin. But that was a dazzler of a save by Quentin Greenwich.
He just knows where to be. Look at him. He just stays still, right place, right time, right position. Wow.
D set. Here's Novak by the double block, but he misses wide. And so Hawaii has created a little bit of breathing room after this thing was knotted at 5 apiece. Timeout, Danny Gonçalves. Percentages. A little bit better for NJIT than what we have seen in some other sets so far in this series, but Hawaii hitting a fat 875.
For those not familiar with hitting percentages, a baseball hitting percentage would be really good in like the mid 300s. Hawaii's hitting mid 800s.
Yeah, if 875 feels like a big number, it is. Oh, that was well executed. And a smash by Parker Moorhead. Well, it's good to see the Highlanders asserting themselves here a little bit on night 2. Again, making a couple of tweaks to the lineup. And it seems to have served them well. And certainly they are competitive so far in this second frame. How about that pass by Greenwich? D set to Treesky. Rattles it off the block and down.
I think you called it right earlier, Phil, when you said that the Highlanders seem to be calmer tonight. Not quite as affected by the big crowd, the big arena, all the hullabaloo. They seem to be playing, you know, within themselves, just playing better volleyball all around.
D set. Here's Novak. Block slowed him down. Now they go middle set, a little low there for Todd. So advantage here for the Highlanders, and that one dumped down by Andrew Fedmasu. And a nifty set by the sophomore setter Figueiredo, who had to go down to the floor to get that one up.
That was a good pass. A little bit tight snip, but Figueiredo saves it and delivers the winner to Fedmasu.
Rosenthal high and away. It's War. Roll shot. Diving save Novak. Aleshu was able to get a swing out of it, but got blocked back. Aleshu now from off the net. No blockers jumping up for Hawaii. It's dug up over the net by Sakanoko. Outside, Aleshu, the push dink. Got it down. NJIT within 2 here in the second.
Aleshu, what a solid player he is. Brazilian U21 member. A lot of international experience. He's 6'4", going up against a much bigger block, but he finds a way.
Serve goes long, though. That's the 7th service error for the Highlanders. As you mentioned, they're almost approaching the service line with that intention of, we have nothing to lose. Let's just grip it and rip it.
Exactly. And I think it's a good strategy.
Long run there for Figueiredo. Back bump set, Aleshu able to skip it off the block. What a save by Sakanoko. And then Roar gets it home. Oh, that was brilliance personified along the back line by Louis.
We know the Hawaii's front line, the block has been good, but how about the save from the back line by Sakanoko, showing Hawaii's got the complete package defensively.
French connection at either end of that transition for Hawaii. Blasted long. There was a touch, though. And so another kill for Latkowski. That's his 4th, and he is error-free here this evening, as is Andre Aleshu.
They're hitting 364 and 800, respectively. How about that?
NJIT hitting 312 here in this second frame. Rosenthal goes back row. Sakanoko. He extended about as far as he did on the save just a couple of sequences earlier.
The set wasn't right where he wanted it, so he just kept the ball in play. And gets the kill with a 3-mile-an-hour heater.
One of the more creative players in college volleyball, you'd have to say. That set going against the grain. Block slowed Aleshu down there. How about Roar setting up Sakanoko? And the true French connection action on display.
Oh, how about that? Little jump set from Roar. As if he's going to hit, then he side sets it to Sakanoko. Thing of beauty right there.
And then Roar with a tough serve. Scramble play here for NJIT, but going across the line was Elishu. And so that'll give the point to Hawaii. They get to 15 first. Some highlight volleyball here in this second frame. Coach, and a prominent one at that. Donan Cruz, a Baldwin High School alum who went into coaching and went on to do some fantastic things, building an NAIA powerhouse at Grandview where he won 2 national championships. Then took over the Ball State program, led them to the Final Four in 2022, was named the National Coach of the Year. Left Ball State after last season, and it seemed like the timing could not have worked out more perfectly for Hawaii as Milan Zarkovic leaves the program, takes a similar position with UCLA, and so in steps Donan Cruz. That was very fortuitous for Charlie Wade in this program, wouldn't you say, C-Mac?
That was the same word I was just going to use. You stole it from me.
My bad.
Very fortuitous, absolutely. And, you know, Capono Faye has really stepped up, running the practices stuff, but Donan Cruz also stepping up in the meetings that plan practice, adding a lot of information that maybe Capono does not know. He's been around a little bit longer. He's got that head coaching experience. And Charlie, I think, is really running that coaching staff well. It seems to be almost a seamless kind of relationship they have with each other.
Goes long there. And so a hitting error gives Hawaii the point. And our first look this season at Magnus Hedervik, the 6'7" freshman from Norway. A setter from Norway. That kind of rings a bell, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he's the third Norwegian, actually. You know who the third Norwegian was? Besides Tella and Hedervik? Do you know?
Give it to me.
Okay. Henrik Moller.
There you go. Well, as
we could have given away a Kahala shirt for that.
That would have been a good trivia question, yeah. Magnus Hedervik with the ace, by the way. Something that Jakob Tella was very proficient at.
Played at the same club as Jakob Tella, and I think got Jakob Tella's recommendation to Charlie Wade and company that he should go play at the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, won back-to-back U19 national titles, was the setter of the year in 2025 for Top Volley in Sand, Norway. So as you alluded to in the keys to the game, an opportunity perhaps for Charlie Wade to dip into the bench, give them some repetitions here, especially with top 10 Loyola Chicago coming in next week. Backside set, Novak, that was an avoidance swing it looked like, and he sends it out. It's been a rough go here for Viktor Novak. He's got just 2 kills, 6 hitting errors tonight.
Yeah, he got blocked a lot the other night, so now he's really trying, I think, too hard to avoid that Hawaii block.
20 serving 11. Here's to Treesky. That's an ace. He's got a hat trick. 3 aces here tonight.
Wouldn't it be cool if the fans start throwing out hats on the court like hockey?
I don't know, they might want to keep them for the rain outside when they walk back to their cars.
That's right.
Moorhead able to work it off the block. And Moorhead with his 4th put down. NJIT, they are a preseason pick to finish 2nd in the EIVA. Penn State, the unanimous preseason favorite. But NJIT finishing 2nd in the league last season. D set to Treesky. That one rattled the cage of the net. Good swinging save there by Tidar, and then he bumps it over. Big advantage here for Hawaii. Rosenthal with options goes over on 2. So all those options, and Tread pulled his own number.
Seems to know when to call his own number so often. Kind of like at match point. How many times we see him do it at match point or At a critical time when the other players cannot get swings, cannot get kills, and he'll find a way to get one himself.
Moorhead, 2 blockers up. Jordan was one of them. Moorhead will get a second crack at it, gets it by the block, and too hot to handle even for Quentin Greenidge.
Nice set from Lopez in the back row.
So Harrison Gerard now, who was a starter the other night, coming in as a serving sub here, 6'4" sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut. Forces an overpass. Figueiredo goes out to Aleshu, cross court and down. That's kill number 5 for Aleshu.
And the NJIT offense, I think, has finally shown up. Fewer errors, more kills, very simple.
Pass by Greenwich is a good one. Middle set, that's Jordan. Once again, getting way up in the stratosphere.
Is he smiling? Yes, it's still there.
I don't think the smile left his face the entire match the other night, and he even talked about it afterwards when he spoke with the media and said it just was an awesome experience. He had fantasized about playing in this environment, and he said it was every bit of what he imagined it would be. That was a nice swing that time by Fed Masu.
I asked him the other day at practice, I said, hey, did you make the right choice? He said, absolutely. He loves this place.
Fed Masu on the serve. That had some zip on it. Back row, Sakanoko. And Hawaii has aloha ball here in set 2.
Louis can do no wrong. 6 kills and 7 tries tonight. He was perfect on Friday night as well. He's off to quite the offensive start this year, isn't he?
Is he jumping higher this season here in the opening weekend? It appears like he is. Rosenthal on the serve, serving for set point. Novak, solo blocker up. Oh, and some high cheddar in the direction of Quentin Greenidge. So Novak catches a body. Thankfully, Quentin Greenidge appears to be okay. He's smiling.
That ball was coming with some major heat. It was probably 75 miles per hour.
Adam Urinyuk from Weehawken, New Jersey, the freshman, in the serve on set point. And he serves it wide, and Hawaii takes set 2, 25-16, despite a bit more of a spirited effort by the Highlanders. Hawaii remains dominant. They hit 778 with no hitting errors in the second frame. And they'll have a chance on night 2 of the season to crack open the broom closet.
Mission number 2, Hawaii taking care of business to this point, up 2 sets to 9. Scott, James Kadnai. Guys, Hawaii's hitting 667 for the match. I didn't know if they could top their performance from 2 nights ago, but they're doing it right now.
That's an outrageous number, 667. We have Louis Sakanoko hitting 857, Adrian Rohr 556. That's national championship contender, national championship finalist type of numbers. We understand they're playing NJIT, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, their efficiency is unreal.
Yeah, I mean, they hit 700, over 700 in that second set, 0 errors. They're playing so efficient. What I'm enjoying watching is they're running a couple plays. We saw Louis come in on that fast 3-ball, bounce the ball middle of the court. They're running the big. They're doing incredible.
Yeah, you take a look at Trent Rosenthal. He's already got 21 assists here through the first 2 sets. He's also got a block, and he is just so locked in, you could tell, here in his junior year with the players. The veteran bunch of group, you could tell that these years of playing together, it's really paying off, at least here in the early going.
You really can. It looks effortless, it looks crisp, and you get those explosive plays from Christian, from Louis, from Adrian, and as you said, that's all led by the setting by Trent Rosenthal. Something else I wanted to to add is the UH got 5.5 blocks in the first set.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of destroyed NJIT's confidence. That as we talked about in the beginning, that block is huge.
Yeah, we saw Hawaii the other night get, 13.5 blocks. Not quite as many blocks here tonight, but even when they're not blocking, they're getting touches.
They really are, but I'm going to give it a lot of credit to NJIT. They're playing way smarter. We're seeing their hitters be really smart about trying to go into the block a lot more, but recycle and get better opportunities.
You know, guys, we touched on Quentin Greenwich and his impact in Friday's match. Quiet impact, because he doesn't look flashy out there. Again tonight, his impact has been very noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, Greenwich is just so calm. I think his demeanor is really good on the court. He makes very simple moves straight to the ball. Incredible reads as well on the hitters. I think that's something that's really separating him, because he's in the right position because he's able to read the hitters very well.
You know, those pinpoint passes, that's what makes Trent Rosenthal so good, because it gives him so many different options, right?
Yep, and Greenwich is putting Trent Rosenthal close to the net where he has the option to attack or set pretty much anywhere at any time. Another cool play that they're doing is the on-2 option, where Trent digs and the back row outside hitter will fake hit and then set the front row outside hitter and makes for some cool highlight plays.
All right, in 5 words or less, what do you expect here from here on out, the rest of the night?
I think it's going to look the same. Hawaii's on a really big roll. They're going to hit very efficiently.
That was more.
That was a little bit more than 5.
That was.
You know,
For you, that was good.
6 or 7 minutes.
How about you, Kunai? What do you expect? What do you
I
want to see?
expect utter domination. I hope NJIT uses a few more shots, but I think we can expect more of the same.
I think you also see a lot of guys coming off the bench for the third set. We could see Finn Kearney playing, and some other guys as well. Hassan in the middle. Keep an eye out, but so far so good for the home team. Hawaii up 2 sets to none. The 3 of us will be back when this one's pow. We come back. The serve to start set number 3.
Hands out to you.
667 stands out for you right away. That's a big number as a kill percentage. You know, the other thing that stands out is how about only 2 hitting errors all night long for the Rainbow Warriors. 4 blocks, doubling up on the digs, 5 aces. Every stat line you look at, Hawaii's dominating. It's been quite the night for the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, NJIT with more attempts, more errors as you saw there. And Hawaii, who only had 4 hitting errors the other night, just 2 through 2 sets. They had 0 hitting errors in that second frame. And so an opportunity here, you think, for Charlie Wade to reach a little further down into his reserves?
I think he will. I think, I see Finn Kearney on the floor.
There you go. Okay.
And maybe we'll see Ofek Hazan or not. He might play the next middle position. We'll see. But right now, Travell Jordan's going to stay in. And then maybe, I think, we might see Ofek Hazan for Justin Todd in that second middle position.
Because the balance for Charlie Wade is, not only do you want to try to get some guys some legit game experience, but you also want to be as finely tuned as possible with the guys who are in your primary rotation, because you got Loyola Chicago coming into the house in a few days.
Exactly.
Christian Tatriski, who has 6 kills tonight, dug up that time. Speaking of digs, there's Greenwich on the save. Tatriski a second time. That's dug up. And so it is Tidar with the pump set, goes nowhere, so free chance here for Hawaii. Outside roar. That one goes off the dome of Novak. And then Jordan rising above and smacking it to the floor.
Best rally of the night. Great defense on both sides, especially NJIT playing some really good defense in the back row, picking up some heat from the Warriors. And by the way, I love the way that Trent Rosenthal spread out the offense tonight. He's got 3 players with 6 kills apiece, his 3 pins, and the middles are keeping busy as well.
A little offense from Jordan, a little defense from Travell Jordan. 24 graduate of Desert Ridge High Schools. Dad Billy played basketball at Arizona State and professionally overseas, so he's got some good athletic stock behind him. And there he is on the solo block attempt. Now Aleshu. And Travell Jordan just touching everything, but that time Aleshu able to tool the block to his advantage.
Aleshu is so savvy as an outside hitter. He's 6'4", but he's going up against a guy that's, that touches 12-3. He finds a way to work the ball off and chisel it off the end blocker every time.
Tetrisky making it look routine. That's his 7th to lead Hawaii. On 12 attempts, he has 1 hitting error.
He's playing almost flawless volleyball up front.
Hitting 500, has 3 aces, 4 blocks. War on the serve. Outside, Moorhead cross court. Greenwich able to get the up. So War sets up Finn Kearney. Slowed down by the hands there. Backside, Novak gets it through the Hawaii double block. Good diving second touch there by Rosenthal, and we play on. Novak, oh, that one would not be returned, and maybe his best swing of the weekend.
I would totally agree with you. Look at Trent Rosenthal going after this at 6'11", going to the floor, giving up his body. Doesn't get the rally win, but he shows that he's got some versatility and athleticism.
Rosenthal going to go to Jordan, and that one gets denied by Andrew Fedmasu.
Fedmasu, an EIVA preseason player to watch because of plays like that.
So NJIT, which did not have a block on night 1, now 2 in the match here on night 2. But the service error ends a little bit of that momentum. And here comes Ofek Hazan onto the floor for Hawaii. So you called it correctly there, C-Mac. Taking on the middle role in place of Justin Todd. And Hazan was solid in his 1 set appearance the other night. 1 kill, had 2 blocks. There you go. He's ready to play every single time he steps on the Terraflex.
Remember, this guy's older, a little more mature, served a couple of years in the Israeli army, fought in a war. So he's been through battles. He knows what tough competition is like, that's for sure, wouldn't you say?
That time Fedmasu got better of that duel. But yeah, I think for a guy who served, as you mentioned, 3 years in the Israeli army, I mean, this is child's play stuff. This is fun and games being out here playing the sport of volleyball.
Exactly.
Serve there by Novak pulls Rosenthal off the net. Kearney blocked back, punches it up himself. Rosenthal has to lay out, and he still serves up some Lilikoi jam there for Christian Tetrisky.
This is amazing. Trent Rosenthal showing a new side, going to the floor a lot. And how about this back bump set? It's almost perfect for Tetrisky. And he just hammers it home, working off the edge of that outside blocker. Wow.
That was pretty special. Tetrisky on the serve. Outside it goes to Moorhead. It's Rohr going to set up Kearney. It was a little tight to the pin, but Finn gets up there. And he was able to knuckle it off of the block and out. And Hawaii gets the point. They're up 7-4.
Yeah, that was definitely too tight a set. Rohr would like to have that one back, but Finn Kearney knows how to, do all sorts of things. Chiseling the block, grinding it off the end blocker. Looks like there's going to be a challenge.
They're going to challenge what appears to be a net violation, are the Highlanders. So Hawaii, according to Danny Gonsalves, came into the twine at some point there. So they're going to take a look at this. Gives us a chance to officially meet the referees here tonight. We have Randy Rubino, the R1. He's on our side atop the ladder. Wayne Lee conducting the reviews across the way. The line judges Kevin Chun and Kerwin Stenstrom. And we'll keep a look here down the net cam. Oh, it looks like Ofek Hazan grazed the bottom of the net there with his right elbow. Good eyes exhibited there on the Highlander bench. And so it is a successful challenge. There's a good look at Danny Gonsalves.
Good eyes by Danny Gonsalves. That net was bouncing anyway. So you think that he might not call a challenge because of the way the net was bouncing. But very, very sharp. 2020.
He knows how to pay attention to detail. He was an electrical installer prior to his volleyball head coaching days when he was building helicopters. Good reaction there off of the ricochet of the block by Greenwich. Tatriski, the broad jump, able to send it across. That set a little tight to the net. 3 blockers up for Hawaii. It's kept alive. Now from behind the line, Novak hits it long. Was there a touch? No touch.
Pretty good swing by Novak that time. Again, an avoidance swing, but he was really trying hard to just catch some high fingers there.
And so here's Finn. That middle set, Masu with the tip. Good reaction there, Rosenthal. Greenwich sets up Tatriski, and off of 1 foot, he gets rejected by Aleshu.
And once again, Tatriski goes into his little hole there. He doesn't like getting any kind of mistake on his stat line. So he refuses to get a high five from anybody.
Greenwich going over and giving him a my bad sentiment there as he kind of put him in a tough position. Here is Tatriski. You knew he wasn't going to be denied on that one.
Yeah.
That was full extension. Christian Tatriski wanting to obliterate that ball.
It was a little bit of an angry swing too, don't you think? He just got after that. Wow.
9 kills now for Tatriski. Outside, Aleshu with the push dink down to the floor. And he continues to wow the fans here in Manoa.
He's got all the shots. He's got the push dink. He's got the chisel off the end blocker. He's got the hammer high over the hands. He's got seam shot. He's got everything.
He's going to be a problem in the EIVA, no doubt about it. Here's Tatriski. Goes off of Aleshu that time, and it's almost like we have the battle within the match going on there on the near side pin between Aleshu and Tatriski. That's 10 kills now. Tatriski double-figure kills for the 2nd night here this weekend. Novak in from the left pin, and he hits it out. He just hasn't quite been able to remain calibrated here throughout this weekend. He's gotten a bunch of opportunities. That was his 21st attempt. That's the most of anybody on the floor.
He's got 8 errors, unfortunately. Some of those have been blocks. Some of those have been hit outs. In either case, he's got to reduce those errors to become an effective player.
How about that pass? Backhanded style by Lopez, and then Aleshu obliges by going off the Hawaii block and out. These liberos for the Highlanders have pulled off some special stuff here this weekend.
And this is the highlight reel shot from the Highlanders right there. How about that pass? Amazing.
And an overpass forced by the Aleshu serve, who gets the set on the back row. Dug up diving style by Greenwich. And Adrian Rohr deposits it for his 7th kill.
One of the best things Adrian Rohr does is he looks like he's going down the line, and all of a sudden he'll turn his shoulder and go, he looks like he's going cross court, and he'll turn that shoulder last minute and hit wrist away down the line.
Middle set, little paintbrush swing that time by Lutkowski. Kearney gets blocked, punched up in the air there by Jordan, and Rohr couldn't quite extend over that front row.
And those aren't people you want to be jumping over, by the way. Those are expensive seats, right?
Yeah. I tell you what,
you
though.
Just go over and shake hands with them and say, thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah.
And let the ball go.
I tell you what, though. Different scenario, score, situation, higher stakes maybe on the line.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Adrian Rohr plunges into that front row to try to save that.
You're right.
Lavelle Jordan will now serve. He exhibits the jump float approach. And Novak, he gets it down. He's got 5 kills. You mentioned the 8 errors. Attendance numbers tonight, by the way, through the turnstile, 5,267, just under 6,000 tickets issued. You'd imagine some of the no-shows due to the wet weather outside the arena. Finn able to drive it past the block.
Speaking of wet weather, Los Angeles has had some wet weather, and I understand Long Beach State had to move their games back to the gold mine.
Yeah, that would be the
Is that
equivalent
true?
for people who don't know. Obviously, Long Beach State holds its home matches in the Pyramid. But having to move to the gold mine, it would be like this Hawaii team playing in Clum Gym. Here's Rosenthal to Treesky. And that's going to wind up another kill for Christian. He's got 11. But yeah, some of the wet weather over there was leaking through the ceiling there at the Pyramid. And so we've seen that happen on a couple of occasions for Long Beach State teams.
Happened to women's volleyball this fall.
Yeah,
For
happened
the first time in 20 years they had to go to the gold mine.
Happened with women's basketball, men's basketball, albeit on a more infrequent basis. But yeah, I mean, it's the juxtaposition of you have the defending national champion having to play in the gold mine. That's not ideal, but them's the break sometimes. And, you know, Lord knows this arena has had to deal, Rich Sheriff and that staff has had to deal with patching things up on the ceiling from time to time. Here's Hazan, that behind the head set there by Rosenthal, but then Hazan gets called for the double hit as he ran into a wall put up by Fedmasu.
It's a big improvement on night number 2 for NJIT on their blocking. They had 0 blocks in night 1. Tonight, they've got 5.
Well, how about Hawaii hitting 211 right now? They have 4 hitting errors in this set alone. They still lead by 3, though, at the media timeout. Between Hawaii and Loyola Chicago, Thursday, Friday, the 2 nights of battle. On Friday, our coverage on Spectrum Sports begins at 6:30. Trying to get a look there at Dan Riley, assistant coach for NJIT, been with the staff since October of 2020. Also added to the staff last year, there is Maritza Melendez, who, along with her extensive volleyball experience, is a retired Marine and retired police officer, and currently, in addition to her role with the Highlanders program, serves as a firefighter in the Newark, New Jersey area.
And Coach Gonsalves says, yeah, I get to play good cop. She gets to play the bad cop.
And she is one of those coaches, you can see the energy. I mean, she is on her feet the entire time. It was really great getting to know this coaching staff briefly here this weekend as the block is up for Hawaii. Rosenthal next to Ofek Hazan. And Hawaii up a handful here. They've scored the last 3. High backside set and a little too close to the net for Novak. Has to just two-hand it over. And here's Kearney from behind the line. And it was a relative open net. Looking a little more like hitting lines right there for Finn.
It was a set to the back row player that most teams do not figure on blocking because it's such a difficult one to read.
Timeout NJIT.
So you?
Of our colleagues here at Spectrum Sports, next to his wife Lauren, his parents also taking in night 2 of the 2026 Rainbow Warrior Volleyball campaign. And that is Roar going off the hands and down for a Hawaii point. You know, Jordan's dad, Barry, also a broadcasting legend over on the island of Maui, a voice of MIL sports on the radio. And Jordan has taken very well after that legacy. Nice joust above the tape. And I would think that the 6'11" guy with frying pans for hands would have the advantage in any typical joust.
I think
that was the case.
Yeah, I think his weight room work helped too. He's been playing some terrific defense tonight. Best I've seen in his career. The other person who's been playing great defense is Quentin Greenidge, he's really been playing terrific. And he had a great set the last play to Roar on the outside. Tough set, a little side set from the back row.
And we're going to have a sub here as Charlie Wade. He's going to bring in the freshman setter, Magnus Hedervik. And Trent Rosenthal will head to the bench. And Rosenthal hears it from the fans. Outside, that is Aleshu. And NJIT not going quietly. They're going to head back to the continent tomorrow afternoon. So they got a little extended stay here. We mentioned they got here on the 30th. They're not going to get back home until basically 6 a.m. though Tuesday morning. And then they got to turn around. That one is overpassed and put down there by Daniel Latkowski. But then they got to turn around and head to Columbus for a Friday match against Ohio State. So it's going to be a very quick turnaround. And hopefully most of them can sleep on the plane. And I think the intention is Danny Gonsalves is going to give them a full day off when they do get back to New York. Oh, my goodness! Oh, Beck Hazan!
By the way, these are two B-team players. Hedervik and Hazan are substitutes tonight. They're B-teamers. And they've connected there big time. Wow. What a hit by Hofek and a great set.
That rocked the sediment here at the stand. Alex Parks, another middle here on the roster for Hawaii, getting the serve. The save there by Kearney. Bump set going to drift over the net, and that one put down by the Highlanders.
Nice to see Alex Parks comes in. One of two Eagle Scouts on this Warrior team.
And Parks out of Marinal School. Also, as Tatriski gets the swing, and he is denied there. Aleshu again has caught him a few times, that time jumping up next to Latkowski.
6 blocks now on the night and for the weekend for the Highlanders.
Pass by Greenidge. Hedervik goes back row, and Kearney put a little extra something on that one.
You know, as James Anastasiadis said in the pregame, this guy can start on any team in America.
Our colleagues here at Spectrum Sports, next to his wife Lauren, his parents also taking in night 2 of the 2026 Rainbow Warrior Volleyball campaign. And that is Roar going off the hands and down for a Hawaii point. You know, Jordan's dad, Barry, also a broadcasting legend over on the island of Maui, the voice of MIL Sports on the radio. And Jordan has taken very well after that legacy. Nice joust above the tape. And I would think that the 6'11" guy with frying pans for hands would have the advantage in any typical joust. I think that was the case.
Yeah, I think his weight room work helped too. He's been playing some terrific defense tonight. Best I've seen in his career. Another person who's been playing great defense is Quentin Greenidge. He's really been playing terrific. And he had a great set the last play to Roar on the outside. Tough set, a little side set from the back row.
And we're going to have a sub here as Charlie Wade. He's going to bring in the freshman setter, Magnus Hedervik. And Trent Rosenthal will head to the bench. And Rosenthal hears it from the fans. Outside, that is Aleshu. And NJIT not going quietly. They're going to head back to the continent tomorrow afternoon. So they got a little extended stay here. We mentioned they got here on the 30th. They're not going to get back home until basically 6 a.m. though Tuesday morning. And then they got to turn around. That one is overpassed and put down there by Daniel Latkowski. But then they got to turn around and head to Columbus for a Friday match against Ohio State. So it's going to be a very quick turnaround. And hopefully most of them can sleep on the plane. And I think the intention is Danny Gonsalves is going to give them a full day off when they do get back to New York. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Beck Hazan.
Hey, by the way, these are two B-team players. Pettervik and Hazan are substitutes tonight. They're B-teamers. And they've connected there big time. Wow. What a hit by Hofek and a great set.
That rocked the sediment here at the stand. Alex Parks, another middle here on the roster for Hawaii, getting the serve. The save there by Kearney. Bump set going to drift over the net, and that one put down by the Highlanders.
Nice to see Alex Parks comes in. One of two Eagle Scouts on this Warrior team.
Parks out of Marinal School. Also, as Tatriski gets the swing, and he is denied there. Aleshu again has caught him a few times, that time jumping up next to Latkowski.
6 blocks now on the night and for the weekend for the Highlanders.
Pass by Greenwich. Pettervik goes back row, and Kearney put a little extra something on that one.
You know, as James Anastasiadis said in the pregame, this guy can start on any team in America. He is really good.
Set outside, Novak tried to take line, misses wide, and so a little under 6,000 will rise here at Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center as Hawaii will serve to start 2026 2-0. Pettervik to do the honors. Outside, Novak able to get it off the touch, and it's not Pau just yet, but they will remain standing. Aleshu to serve. Pass by War. Pettervik backside, Adrian cross court, and this one is done. Hawaii wins it again in 3. Ekahielua aloha to go to 2-0 in 2026. And for the returnees from last year's Big West Championship team, it's bling time as the ring presentation is coming up in just a little bit. But another